Alright guys, so we are back with another video. I want to keep this short, probably keep it about 10 minutes because I want to keep it on YouTube. But we're going to be talking about the analytics side and how to use that to actually go viral. So first thing is with the reach. So I made a post about this and you guys can see it. And the post will let you know what each term means. But reach basically is the way that your content reacts, or how the algorithm treats your content. So just reach just means how much your stuff gets pushed out towards other people, how much the algorithm lets it go further and further, pretty much how high it gets pushed up on the explore page. That's pretty much what reach is. And then the factors that determine that, the factors that help reach are quick engagement. So when you post and you get a lot of engagement early and quick, the more engagement that you get earlier, it triggers the algorithm and you get pushed up higher and it increases your reach. I saw this on my smaller page. I have a smaller page that I use and I specifically do more of the educational content on that page. And I think I reached about 67,000 in terms of reach. So the account size doesn't matter when it comes to reach. The purpose is to make sure that you, I'm trying to think of a way to describe it, but the importance is that you really trying to figure out how to describe it. Basically, you want more reach. That's all I'm gonna say. You want more reach, and then the way to do it is to make sure that your stuff gets a lot of engagement early on. That's just how the algorithm works. I don't make it, but that's how the algorithm decides who gets pushed up in the algorithm versus who doesn't. And when we use the term push up in the algorithm, there's no way to visibly see it, or the way that bigger creators and people describe it. They don't give you something to look at so you can visually see this. The way you can visually see this is when you look on the explore page. And we don't really have an explore page now because we're doing stuff based on groups. It's not the way it was, especially with Instagram, where we had just a basic explore page. So when you type in a hashtag, maybe hashtag whatever your niche is, the ones that rank higher are the ones that have higher reach. So that's why it's important to have more reach, because you're going to rank higher. Somebody will see you first. So if somebody types in something that's in your niche, you come up first. That's better. So that's what reach is. Number two, and like I said, because I want to keep this around 10 minutes, number two is with views. So check your views. That's the easiest way to just really see how much, not how much, but see how good your stuff is to the algorithm. Obviously, the more views, the better. It triggers the algorithm, and it pretty much just makes it so but it pretty much displays how well each piece of content is doing. But like I said, it triggers the algorithm, so pretty much but the AI, because it's artificial intelligence, will rank you higher. And then the importance of looking at the actual numbers is that you know what people want to see. So you're not necessarily just ranking high for no reason. It's because your stuff is actually good. So you look at what stuff that you're posting is getting the most views, and you keep repeating that. And as you repeat that, you start to get more reach. So you have to literally use everything, in your arsenal to really grow and improve. But that's the importance of checking views. That's why I check my views, because I get to see what patterns people have and what they like and what type of content they like. Then you use that. And like I said, you include hashtags, trend, and sound. And when you use those two together, that's how you start to get more reach. So that was the views part. The third thing is checking impressions. So impressions are just clicks. How many people click on your stuff? People get this mixed up because sometimes they get it confused with shares or likes. But impressions are important because you want to see how many people actually decide to click on it. Because sometimes people can get views even if they don't click on it. So they're just scrolling, and that can count as a view. But impressions are important because that's how many people sifted through and saw your stuff and saw it as interesting. So that's important because that lets you know if your hooks are good. That lets you know if you're captivating an audience. So that's why impressions are really important. So those are the three. So I'm gonna give you some tips to actually put into practice. So for number one, set actual goals. Say, and I would say set them weekly, because daily it can be a little too much. And it takes time to build a habit. It takes usually 2 weeks. So set weekly goals. So say maybe this week I want to make sure all my posts have maybe an extra 50 views. Small goals, and then you, like I said, you set the goal and work backwards. You see how to do that, and maybe to do that is you add better hooks, better captions, better quality videos, asking people what they want to see. The second thing is look at what's working in your niche. So use bigger creators as inspiration, but don't copy them, because their audience is different. So just because y'all have a similar topic, they already have an audience, so they're kind of going to already be attracted to them or listen to what they have to say. So, like I said, you use them for inspiration. So you might talk about a similar topic, but you're talking about it from your perspective, and you're using them as a prompt, but you're not giving the exact same tips that they give. So really, really, take that to heart, because I noticed that even with me, I started to almost copy what other people were doing and saying. And when I was original and giving my own stuff, I started getting more engagement. And then the third thing is write down what works. This is really important, because sometimes you do stuff and then it works, and then you don't write it down and you forget the actual method. So you need to actually write down step by step what works, because you'll find something that works and then you'll forget it, and then you'll try out a bunch of other things and then you're confused, when you should have stuck with what worked as a frame and then built on top of it. So write down what actually works. So like I said, I didn't want to be on too long because I wanted to make this a video for YouTube. So like and share, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday.